What's up, guys? This is Hero Decimation on the bottom as the red node, and APM General as orange as, well, the orange node. Just gonna see regular openings, just power plant barracks, refinery as usual. No shadow teams, it doesn't look like, nope. We'll see if both players decide to go for a spike each or both spikes. On this map I prefer to just go for a spike each, it does tend to play out better. It's less risky. A little bit about these players. Hero Decimation, who has currently been playing a lot and is roughly rated as the third best in the game. By the players, and APM General, an old pro who has recently returned to the game. This day, in fact, today is when he returned, the day of this game, and they both had some really good games. Seemed like very even games, even players. So this is just one of them. General just going for the Raider Buggy Scout. He does tend to go for the Raider Buggies or two bikes. And then he'll normally go for two harvesters into a tank spam build, whereas Hero Decimation does tend to favor the as you can see, he likes to go bikes every single game. He usually goes 3 or 4 bikes, or continues to go bike through the entire game, and then into a couple of harvesters into Scorpion tank spam. But this game, on a map like this, I suspect he'll go 4 or 5 bikes, and then switch to a couple of harvesters and go into the regular Scorpion spam. But it looks like General's learned his lesson from playing Decimation and does decide to go bikes himself. He's been overwhelmed by the bikes from Decimations a few too many times, I assume, so looks like he has learned his lesson here. Decimation, interestingly enough, building his base in a way to show that he's not actually going to base crawl towards the second tib field. It looks like it's going to have to be an MCV move. You see where he placed his war factory there. Of course, when General's bikes come in, the first thing he will see is the war factory, whereas when Decimation's bike first come in, first thing he'll see is General's refinery. So he can, in theory, kill a docking harvester before General's units can even get there in time. So you see Decimation just selling off refineries, tending to keep building bikes. So instead of going for the second war factory and building harvesters out of his first, he's actually going for the refinery sell-offs to get harvesters up, because he has to continue the bike production because General has a lot of bikes on the field. So here's just the big mess. But the Raider Buggies actually beat the bikes on a 1v1 fight, but the thing that makes the bike stronger is they do more damage, obviously, but they have a lot less armor, so they hit and they run away. They're faster than the buggies, so they can get out of range of them and then come back in and hit again. So if you micro well, the bikes are better than the buggies, but if it's continuous fire, I'd rather have buggies. So here, General just pushing Decimation back. Decimation going on the defense. His harvester's taking a few shots, but Decimation does defend it and push him away. You can see he's got his operations center out now, obviously going for dozer blades. Both players have got a spike each. Decimation typically will be going for the field towards his right, as will General be going for the field on his right. You can see he's already on it. So the spikes from each player are going to be on the position where the players are going to be expanding towards, so I expect they'll be captured or taken out fairly soon once the pressure of this bike and buggy push gets taken off. See, Decimation has just got the dozer blades from his Scorpions. You're seeing it there on the bottom of the screen, the dozer blade upgrade on the Scorpions. So it looks like Decimation won't be attacking him straight away with these Scorpions. Most likely, he's most likely to go for the tib spike kill, and see the Black Hand squad moving up towards the tib spike there. So he's not going to be teching anytime soon. And General may be feeling he's about to be overwhelmed, pumping out a few rocket squads. So he does see Decimation's force, because he does have that garrison in the middle shooting Decimation's Scorpions. Decimation does look like he's just going to go straight towards General's base with these Scorpions. He must think that General's not switched to Scorpions as quickly as Decimation has, and maybe has gone for a more bike heavy build. So we'll see how this pans out. General does have those rocket squads. No Scorpions near them to stop them being run over though. So Decimation's kind of stopping and shooting the rocket man. He must be busy elsewhere trying to run him over, but having a bit of a micro fail. He gets a couple of them, but here's General Scorpions are coming forward. He keeps backing off. I'm not really sure why that is. I think there's actually bikes behind his base there on the minimap. But as this game's not live, I can't actually scroll over and check. Seen a battle marker over there. Yeah, I think a couple of bikes got cleaned up. Left General just getting caught on a left trigger double A move. Left trigger double A is select all units for you PC guys. Decimation building the second war factory to, where his first one is as well. It's pretty interesting. He's not going for the base crawl at all, favoring to keep his war factories together. You see Decimation taking out General's tip spike there. That's the Black Hand squad coming across. So Decimation's actually a spike up for the time being, but I imagine it won't stay that way for long. General obviously feeling like Decimation's backing off for a reason. He must feel like he's got more Scorpions and he's flanking it with some bikes because he's pushing forward, and he's sold his operations center. That's his Black Hand squad opting to take out Decimation's spike, it looks like. Decimation does see the flanking bikes and buggies by General. I think General has forgotten about the bikes and buggies though, because it looks like they're just sitting there getting killed off by the Scorpions. He's obviously busy elsewhere with his Scorpions getting him in a line formation, waiting for the flank attack. So he does pull them back. That's good awareness there by General. And that's General. Decimation's tip spike has now been taken down, so neither player is got tip spikes now. General just I think Decimation has got more Scorpions than General here. It does look that way anyway. And General getting caught in a misclick, losing a lot of Scorpions and not killing any of Decimation's. Decimation killing 4 or 5 Scorpions without losing one of his own there. Very sloppy play by APM General. Not moving his harvesters over. You see his tib field's dry on that first tib field, and he's not moved his harvesters over. That's not good for him either. And here his tanks are just getting caught one at a time, fighting Decimation's Scorpions. General definitely does have a lot less Scorpions than Decimation. He really should back off from this fight, and yeah, he does. He's got reinforcements coming from the left, so some of those tanks will be getting side armor there. But once again, General doesn't have all his tanks shooting. He's got he actually has quite a lot of reinforcements. He has much more Scorpions than Decimation. They're just not all in the fight right now. The Decimation is forced to back off here. We'll probably see a counter push by APM General here. Decimation not selling off his refineries on that first tip field either. So, but he has remembered to move those harvesters over. 6 and 3 harvesters on that tip field. That's a really strong economy. He's got the operations center. It looks like he is going to be going for tech. General's moving his MCV down, actually going for the expansion, which is usually there for the bottom player, going towards the east side of the map. It's quite unusual, because when Decimation is done with this expansion here, it's more natural for him to move his MCV up to the top. But it looks like that's not going to be the way this game goes here. And we are going to see a big Scorpion tank fight here. I believe General has more Scorpion tanks than Decimation, but it could be close here. I know General has a lot of tanks on fire, and I'm just looking for some bikes flanking here, but I don't see any. Looks like this is the only action going on the map right now. General definitely has more Scorpions than Decimation. I'm not really sure why he's backing off there. Decimation is reinforcing pretty quickly. This is an even tank fight, I'd say. I think General's got more though. If he can reinforce it as quick as Decimation can, he'll definitely push him back here. Decimation is being forced to retreat here. General should have double A'd, moved into that, because Decimation only had 4 or 5 tanks shooting, whereas General had his whole army shooting because they were in a perfect line formation. So I think he missed an opportunity there. The bikes coming back for Decimation there. He's definitely caught an left trigger double A move, cancelling his bikes that were flanking. You see General has got some bikes flying around the map as well. Decimation realising his error, sending his bikes back up, seeing if General's expanded there, because he has no idea General's actually expanded to the top field. So here we're seeing some flanking orange bikes by APM General as well. Decimation's got no No tanks over there to defend that right now, so General's definitely going to get a couple of harvesters here. It's like Decimation's not even pulling his harvesters back. That's a harvester full of Tiberium, and it is going to lose. How many bikes will General lose? Looks like he's going to lose 2, maybe 3. What's happened here? That's just a bit of a lag spike, guys. Just 2 really heavy Scorpion spams. Decimation does have his tech out now, but will the lasers swing the fight? It's General's gone for more of an economy build with expanding and getting 2 refineries on that 3rd tib field, whereas Decimation's gone for the lasers and not opted to expand. So I think personally I prefer the route General's taken, because if you've got money you can always do stuff, whereas Decimation's not going to have as much money as General, even though his tank's going to be slightly stronger. But the lasers on the Scorpions don't actually do that much damage than the Scorpions without lasers. In fact, yes, they do a lot more damage, except the fire rate's significantly lowered, so overall the damage output they do per second is only slightly higher than Scorpions without lasers. So I think the economical build by APM General is definitely better in this situation. You can see the bikes flanking here by Decimation, definitely going to take out 1, maybe 2 harvesters here, but General's not going to be too worried about that. As Decimation targeting 1 with full of Tiberium, that's a bit bigger, but he definitely should be switching those harvesters over to the 3rd Tiberium field a bit sooner here. And we're seeing a big fight here. General's got a lot of rifle squads and mixed up in this army. Both players got a few rifle squads mixed up in their army, a lot of mass selling off. This flanking bikes from Decimation is doing a lot of damage. The unit cap by APM General is definitely holding them back here. You can see how many units he's got in the field. He definitely has more than 50. And as we all know, the Xbox players, the unit cap is at 50 per person to minimize the lag for the console can take, one of the down points of console gaming. Decimation's bike's actually getting cleaned up pretty easily there by General. As he loses some units, he can obviously lose his command points and can afford to get more Scorpions out and deal with those bikes here. General really should back off here. He's losing a lot more Scorpions than he's killing. All he's got to do is back off here, and as long as he has a lot of tanks on the field, it's going to be difficult for Decimation to expand, and the longer Decimation goes without expanding, the closer the game comes to ending in General's favour. He's building a lot of rocket men. That must be to compensate for the lasers versus the non-lasers. I guess he feels like he needs something extra to help him swing this fight. General's actually got the operations center up there you just saw, so he's most likely going for tech as well. I assume we'll be seeing redeemers from both of these players fairly shortly. Decimation pushing into General's 2nd tib field here. I think this is it's a bad move. The first 6 or 7 Scorpions going by was a good move, but here he's going to have the trailing 3 or 4. Oh, and he lures APM General into the vein detonation, and that's going to be deadly. APM General losing most of his tanks. Oh. Decimation has absolutely no Tiberium to follow this up with more Scorpions. That's all the Scorpions he's going to have for a while, at least until he expands, because he has no money coming in from the tib spikes, and and he has no Tiberium left down on his base. He has got a chemical plant, so he could seed Tiberium, but that's only 3 or 4 harvester loads he's going to get out with that, so it's definitely not going to be enough to finish General off here. I'd say General's still in the more favourable position right now, even though he lost all those Scorpions, because he has expanded, whereas Decimation hasn't. All he needs to do is rebuild a few harvesters and he's fine. He's got the refineries he needs. Decimation is trying to expand over towards that western side of the map. And we're getting our lag spike here, guys. I don't know what that's about, but I'm sure that was irritating the players during the game. And the game's just slowing down now. Players of Decimation's hurt. APM General's economy really bad, losing a lot of harvesters there. And Hero Decimation obviously hasn't expanded yet and has no Tiberium, so his economy's slowing down as well. So we're going to see a slow couple of minutes here for these guys whilst they recover. A Catalyst Missile by Decimation, this is going to be big. And oh, he gets all 3 refineries, gets 2 refineries. General sells the other one off for the 300 returned on it. I don't know if that's worth it, because APM Hero Decimation could have missed that 3rd refinery, even though it didn't look likely, but here he really should move his harvesters over, just anywhere where there's some Tiberium. Just not too much going on right now, guys. Just both players trying to recover. General definitely feeling hard done by right now by that vein detonation, because that has kept Decimation in the game, giving him the perfect opportunity for him to expand. So he's keeping his chemical plant. That must be for the seed Tiberium, or yeah, it must be for the seed Tiberium. Most players would just sell that off. But he's expanded to the western side of the map where he's not exactly short on Tiberium, so I think he should just sell his chemical plant off right now, because he really does need the money. See, General is replenishing his Scorpion Force. I think right now a couple of stealth tanks would do a treat on this map. There's not any stealth detection out at all, and there's very few units on the field, so the stealth tanks just sniping off a couple of harvesters would be really effective at this minute. See General with 5 harvesters on 1 refinery over there. He really needs to sort that out. Both players just continuing with the Scorpion army. Decimation with lasers, General with not with lasers. Looks like General has spotted Decimation expansion, moving a few tanks across the middle. I don't think they're going to be doing any damage over there though. And he is getting a couple of refineries onto his expansion along with Decimation. You can see on the minimap Decimation with the red refineries down on the western side where General's tanks are going. But there's no stealth detection with these tanks, so they're not going to do much damage at all. I don't even know if Decimation's noticed it. It looks like he's just going straight up to General's base. General's just waiting for the harvesters to dock and then killing them, it looks like. I don't think he's going to take out this expansion. The Decimation's Scorpions come over fairly quickly, and Scorpions with lasers to push General Scorpions away. Although I do think he could fight those 4 Scorpions fairly easily. But he does have a couple on fire, so he really needs to move these harvesters over on this top field. General going for the Redeemer. I'm surprised we haven't seen one of them sooner. I'm sure Decimation will do the same thing. Yeah, General's Redeemer is going to be coming out here any second. There's not that many tanks on the field right now, so the Redeemer doesn't have too much to rage generate, and obviously this is a Kane's Wrath completely unpatched, so the rage generator lasts about 30 seconds, so it's very powerful when a lot of tanks are caught up in it. So Decimation just replenishing his Scorpion army. He's definitely going to be wary now that General's got the Redeemer out. He's going to have to build himself a Redeemer, maybe get a minefield out to help take down the health of it. But he's going to have to revert to guerrilla tactics at the minute to keep General away from his base, because there's no way he could deal with that Redeemer. Not at the moment, anyway. The Redeemer just taking the bait, following Decimation's Scorpions. He really should put a couple of flame guys in that, stealth it, and then go towards Decimation's base. But I think Decimation is going to get rage generated here. He is he's force firing on the ground to stop the. If you give your units a target before they get raged, then they have to finish their previous order before they start shooting each other. So that's why he's done that. And General just running over the Scorpions, getting some experience bonus off them. So that Redeemer will be getting ranked up sometime soon. Redeemer needs to do 15,000 credits of damage, so he needs to destroy 15,000's worth of Scorpion tanks to get the first promotion. Here, if General doesn't, he's reinforcing his Redeemer here. He would have lost that if he didn't bring in the Scorpions. So here, and a Catalyst missile going off. Where's this going to be? Oh, General failing. He was going for the 3 refineries there for certain, but he only ends up getting 1. Decimation being forced to back off here. He's probably going to lose all of those 3 Scorpions. Here he is going for his Redeemer as well, so this will even it out as well. General obviously got the chemical plant, seen that Catalyst missile go down, so Decimation will be wary of the vein detonation. Both players do have lasers now, so Decimation is stealthing his Redeemer straight away, very smart. General's still not stealth his Redeemer. He must be running very low on cash. See, General expanded so much sooner than Decimation, but if you look at the minimaps, the Tiberium field difference, APM General's actually harvested much less than Decimation, even though he's been on this field much longer, so Decimation's economy will be much stronger than his at the moment. There's General just stealthing his Redeemer now as well, so that Rage Generator will be almost charged up for General as well. It charges surprisingly quick for the damage it can do. Decimation, very bad micro there, just running his Scorpions into General Scorpions and then backing off. Obviously he doesn't know it's there with the stealth Redeemer, but he's going to lose all those Scorpions without doing any damage at all, and with this little Tiberium left on the map, he can't afford to be making mistakes like that. You see Decimation actually building attack bikes now, obviously looking to snipe General's Harvesters off as they start moving towards the economical part of the game, where neither player has got any Tiberium and they just fight over the little fart dusts of Tiberium. General still has nothing in his Redeemer. He's going towards Decimation's main base. General rebuilding his MCV, I think. No, he's rebuilding it. He must be moving it again. Decimation going towards these Scorpions over here. General's just forgot about him, it looks like. Decimation is probably going to go for the Crush, and when General starts running away, he'll most likely go for the Rage. They're running Rage now. Do it now. Looks like he's not going to do it. He's sending his bikes in, and they're all just getting raped as well. Another misclick. General actually got Tibcore bikes now. Those bikes are orange. They are APM Generals. He's got Tibcore for them as well, so we're going to see a decent bit of harassment here. Obviously to detect the stealth Redeemer and obviously harass the Harvesters also. So Decimation's Redeemer just kind of wandering around aimlessly without a point of purpose. General going for the tech center here with his Tibcore bikes. His bikes are probably going to kill that other bike. Yeah, he kills his own attack bike there because they're getting too close to the tech center. The Obelisk Light obviously only being able to target one bike at a time, so he definitely does take out that tech center. He's going to get this upgraded power plant as well. Decimation looks like he's going for a heavy bike instead of Scorpions as well, but he doesn't have Tibcore, and he is running really low on power, powering everything down. General going for the heavy push here, coming in with the Scorpions and the Redeemer now as well. Decimation doesn't actually have too much to deal with this. Oh, he's got an Obelisk. His Redeemer's pretty far away. It looks like he is going to lose all these refineries. He might lose this entire bottom fields here. Decimation, even if he does put down an Obelisk, he's going to be so low on power, it's not going to be doing anything. And if General can take this Tiberium field, there's actually a decent amount of Tiberium there, enough to generate a small army. All the little fields are to be fought for now. And General does take out that entire base. Decimation just opting to sell it out for the little bits of cash he could get from it. General just moving back to his base. He knows the Redeemer is most likely going to be coming. I think he's forgetting about his Scorpions though. He's sending the bikes up top, so. Decimation going for a missile spam, it looks like. I think he was panicking more than he needed to there. Maybe thinking General was going to come into his main base also. And panicking a bit and just building anything he could. Decimation coming in with the bikes on the Redeemer. He is most likely going to kill General's Redeemer here. I don't think General's even used the Rage yet. He should just hold fire and Rage. I don't know, maybe he's forgot about it. He definitely doesn't have any units coming down to save it. That Redeemer is 100% going to die here. And that's quite big for Decimation because the Tiberium's so low. Every time you lose a Redeemer, that's 5,000 credits you've lost. And he doesn't have too much to kill Decimation's Redeemer. He's got a couple of Obelisks there, but I mean the Stealth Redeemer could just walk around completely and just avoid it around the back of his base. And here the Tiberium chem plant getting sold off straight away because he knows Decimation will target that. It costs, I think it's 4,000 to build it, and it has the same armor as a power plant, so always very vulnerable. You should really laser fence that thing. APM General just going for the buggies. He has got EMP coil upgrade, so Tibcore bikes and EMP buggies, the perfect counter to this Redeemer. I have no idea how that EMP didn't kill that Redeemer. That was perfectly on the Redeemer, and Decimation's been very silly with his Redeemer here, just walking it into a trap that he can't get out of, and he does lose it. Both players been a bit aimless with their Redeemers there, so that does even the game out in general, rebuilding the Redeemer straight away. He didn't actually do any damage with his last Redeemer. He did almost nothing with it, so let's hope he does use this one slightly better. Decimation currently out biking APM General, but he still doesn't have Tibcore missiles, it looks like, and Decimation's unpacking his MCV, obviously going towards most likely the southern Tib field where he first started, because the Tiberium is growing there again. General looks like he's just going to be going for bikes, buggies, and the Redeemer. A good combination when you've got lasers on Tibcore and EMP. Those tier 1 units are so fast and very powerful, but they just can't take much hits. Decimation definitely has more bikes. Even though General has Tibcore, Decimation has more than 3 times the amount of bikes as General has, so he's not going to be winning that fight, and he does realize it and backs off. But General coming down towards the same area as Decimation is with this MCV. Decimation scouted this, and I assume he'll unpack his MCV before going towards this this eastern side. He is harvesting the southern Tiberium field, and it looks like General's going for the eastern Tiberium field, the southern east, southeast. I've seen a battle marker over here. I think I'm a bit busy. Nothing big, nothing important. Maybe just a Raider buggy scouting. General's Redeemer getting caught by the bikes. Decimation obviously rebuilding his Redeemer as well. So right now it's pretty much just bikes on a Redeemer versus Raider buggies on a Redeemer. Decimation changing where he was moving his MCV using the seed Tiberium power there. Going towards the northern Tiberium field, I guess, with his MCV. General got an obelisk queued along with a refinery here. Both the Redeemers standing side by side. I don't actually know how General can see that. It's definitely stealth. You can see the Redeemer, you can see through it, so it's definitely stealth. And here we're getting a bit of frame rate lag. Sorry about this, guys, and nothing I can do about it. It's just the HD PVR recording device. It's just sometimes it lags. And Decimation actually raging APM General here, so General cannot use his EMP buggies. Does look like he's mismanaged them, but no, they're actually raged. So Decimation is going to lose his Redeemer, but General losing every single buggy he had there. Probably about 5,000 credits worth of buggies and bikes there. So and Decimation is going to have to rebuild his Redeemer for a third time. At the minute, I would say General has the advantage because he's got this southern eastern Tiberium field, this one here, and it's almost fully grown again. And Decimation doesn't really have anything. He's got his MCV up here at the top, but General's already keeping that field dry. That's good play by General. Even though his base is all the way on the opposite side of the map, he's still managing to keep Decimation's side dry for him. So, and Decimation again with a Catalyst missile. He's been so effective with that Tiberium chemical plant. It's game winning how effective he's been with that chemical plant in this game. And his Redeemer, although he's losing the Redeemer more than General is, this is his third Redeemer, whereas General's on his second. He's actually killing a lot more units than General is with this Redeemer, so cost effectively, everything he uses is being cost efficient. Maybe bar the Scorpion tanks, Miss Micro earlier in the game. Here, General's only got 2 harvesters on this bottom field. He really should transfer almost all his harvesters on this Tib field, maybe a couple towards where he spawned on the northern Tib field, and then every other harvester should come down here towards the southern eastern Tib field. If he can just harvest that Tib field, he'll have too much money and too much units for Decimation to actually deal with. It's all he needs to win the game at this point. There's not much. The game is really slowed down, but it's due to a lack of Tiberium. Even though there's a little bits of Tiberium on the map, the players just, there's so many bikes going around. It's hard for them to actually reach it. To be honest, I don't even know what was going on there. I think obviously General came in with some Tibcore bikes, but Decimation had more Tibcore bikes. So Decimation really could go into the back of General's northern eastern base here and take out these power plants, and it looks like that is what he's going to do. So Generals find this very annoying. He's going to be forced to put an obelisk down there, and the rage generator going up there again for decimation. So this, he really should power down this obelisk. Yeah, that's good play by General. So the obelisk won't be shooting the Redeemer anymore, losing unnecessary health. And General does lose that power plant. He must be very low on power right now. I can't even see a power plant by him. Just continuing with the bikes, keeping each other restricted. I think personally I would be going for the lasered scorpions at the minute, because both players know where the Redeemer is, and they should be pushing each other's main base with the scorpions whilst the Redeemers are down here fucking around. Decimation is actually I think he's going to go for the take down the power than the MCV kill. He's Decimation's got movement all over the map. Although General has more Tiberium, he's not managing his units as well as Decimation is. General just being forced to put down an obelisk for those really annoying tip bikes. Half his base defenses are powered down now, so he's running very low on power. He really needs to be rebuilding that. He also needs to get more harvesters down in this tip field. I don't know what he's doing. He's just not building any harvesters. Decimation's just keeping him so busy he has to spend his money on other things. And here he's repairing that tech center. It was almost down to half health, so that would cost him almost 2,000 credits just to repair that. Right now, Decimation definitely has more bikes. I think he's got a fully ranked bike, a heroic one. He's got an elite one, a veteran one, and a heroic one, or two veterans. I'm not sure. Yeah, there's the heroic sign. Yeah, he's got an elite, a normal, and a veteran, and a heroic. Yeah, there you go, another veteran. Yeah, Decimation, there's the MCV kill he's going for. Now he knows all he needs to do is kill General's Reclamator hub, or whatever it's called for Nod. I know it's the Reclamator hub for GDI. All he's got to do is kill that war factory and on the barracks, and General actually has no more build queues, so it's like he's just going to take down his power because he can't rebuild it with no MCV, so the obelisks will become obsolete, and then he can move in and take out the war factory. So General starting to worry about this Redeemer left trigger double Aing, and then just coming in and just letting himself get raged. He really was asking for that. Decimation just been so cost effective with his Redeemer, destroying so much. I've not even seen General's Redeemer kill even an attack bike, never mind an entire base like Decimation's ones are. It's really been the difference between the players here. Decimation's one clicks have been more efficient, and his Redeemer uses have definitely been more efficient. This has been a classic Nod mirror here, just attack bike, Scorpion, spam up the ass, and then Redeemering the shit out of each other. I'm not a fan of these types of games myself, but it is a good game nonetheless. Like his harvester's gonna get stepped on here. Oh, General actually missed in the harvester. That Redeemer is just doomed to not get any kills. Decimation moving in for the. Will you see the MCV by General there? General unpacking it in time, but he might still lose that. He really has like no units to defend that. The only unit he's got in the field is a Redeemer, and it's all the way down here. He is bringing it up, but there's no way is it going to reach that in time. He does use a laser fencing, but he has a couple of bikes coming out and helping it. Putting down the barracks, a couple of rocket men will be enough to save this MCV. Decimation will be forced to back off, but just little things like General's going to be forced to repair that. He probably should put an engineer in it, but dropping down the barracks and having to go missilemen, which are pretty much useless at this stage of the game, it's just wasting General's money. General's just 3 harvesters up there collecting absolutely no Tiberium. He should send them towards the northern tip field where he is now. They've been sitting there the entire game doing absolutely nothing for him. General coming in and actually getting the rage off, but Decimation does target the Redeemer before he gets the rage off, so the rage generation won't actually take effect. They won't start shooting each other until their target is destroyed. So That's going to be another wasted rage generation, and he is probably going to lose that Redeemer. General just really not controlling his Redeemer very well, and I think that's going to be the difference between these players in this game. You see the bike getting 2 promotions off that Redeemer alone. Snowy Water, get off my cast, you bitch. Game just really slowing down. It's all about managing their units at this stage of the game because there's just absolutely no Tiberium. Another Catalyst Missile by Decimation. That one not so effective because he had fuck all Tiberium there anyway. This is the one he wanted to hit, this refinery up on the top. General still got that refinery on the top left. I cannot believe Decimation's not taking that out. He's kept that field dry the entire game. He must have got so much money off that. Just one harvester sitting over there. And he's got control of this field. General has control of almost every single tib field. He has control of every tib field on the map except for 2. He really shouldn't lose this game. He must have so much more money in Decimation. Decimation just firing out the bike, so I don't even know how he's affording this. He has no Tiberium. This is the only field he's harvesting from all I can see. And General's fucking killing the harvesters on that. Decimation, oh, he's going to get the harvesters on this refinery half full of Tiberium. That's going to actually really hurt General. Whereas the harvesters that General's killing down here, they were empty, and Decimation already had too many on this field anyway. And both players just losing all their bikes. That's a nightmare. That's just going to slow the game down even more because both players have absolutely no units again. Both these players have a long history of not getting along with each other and both thinking each other's better than the other one. So I can imagine how both these players are feeling at the minute. I bet this is a very tense game. Neither player will want to lose this game. You never want to lose any game, but against these two playing each other means more. They really, really do not get along. It's a big rival match. Decimation actually going around the obelisks here, and General's going to be forced to bring in his army because he's got low power, and then Decimation is just going to rage him again. He's getting his Redeemer in much more favorable positions than General is. Here the bikes are in, they've got their target, but I don't think he has very much to kill this. This could be the game here. How long is left on this replay? Yeah, I'm sure you guys can tell by the bottom of the screen that this replay is coming to an end. Yeah. Decimation does have promotions on that Redeemer, but I really don't think General's going to have anything to take this out, and I think this is going to be the game-winning push by Hero Decimation. Look at that Redeemer. All he's got to do is kill that last War Factory. I don't know where he's going. He's got a fucking mission. He's wanting to rank up off this shit. As soon as that War Factory goes down, I don't believe he has a build queue after that. Just the MCV and then that's it. Decimation's actually taking out all his harvesters there. Yeah,